Welcome to Grand Prix, your go-to channel for the fastest updates in Formula One. We've got 3 hot stories for you, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay ahead of the pack. Let's get started. Hey Formula One fans, how's it going? Big news heading into this race weekend. The weather forecast for the British Grand Prix at Silverstone has just been released, and it's looking like the elements could play a major role in shaking up the grid. Before we get into the details, make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on so you don't miss any updates. And if you enjoy quick, no-nonsense F1 news like this, hit the like button to support our work here at GPM Casa. This weekend was already shaping up to be a thriller, with multiple teams battling for key positions in the constructors' standings. But now, Mother Nature might make things even spicier. According to the latest reports from official F1 meteorologists, Friday's free practice sessions will take place under sunny skies, with temperatures reaching around 25 degrees Celsius. Perfect conditions for teams to dial in their setups and drivers to push the limits on a dry track. But Saturday brings a major twist: rain. The forecast shows showers moving into the Silverstone area right in time for FP3 and qualifying, with temperatures dropping slightly to 22 degrees Celsius. That means we could see drivers facing wet or mixed conditions during qualifying. And as F1 fans know, a wet qualifying session often delivers chaos and surprise results. And it doesn't end there. Sunday's forecast shows the rain persisting, with temperatures dropping even further to around 20 degrees Celsius for race day. If the rain does stick around, we could be in for one of those unpredictable British GPs where strategy, tire choices, and driver skill in wet conditions become the deciding factors. So, which teams could capitalize on these conditions? Historically, wet races have been an equalizer, offering midfield teams the chance to score big points if they get their strategy right. Keep an eye on Sauber this weekend. They've shown notable progress recently, with both Gabriel Bortoleto and Nico Hülkenberg scoring points in the last round. Silverstone's fast, flowing layout combined with tricky weather could be the perfect storm for them to repeat or even improve on that performance. And with Bortoleto already catching international attention as one of F1's rising stars, this could be another opportunity for him to shine, especially if the rain throws the frontrunners off balance. For teams like Ferrari and Mercedes, who have been struggling with tire temperatures and consistency, a wet race could bring even more challenges. Meanwhile, Red Bull's Max Verstappen will have to keep his focus razor sharp. One wrong move in the wet could mean disaster, especially considering his precarious position with 11 penalty points on his super license. This is the kind of weekend where heroes and heartbreaks are made. From Friday's dry running to potentially torrential Sunday conditions, every session could carry weight for the championship. So, with the British GP forecast looking like a classic mix of sun, rain, and drama, what are your expectations? Do you think we'll see shock results and midfield teams climbing onto the podium? Or will the big names still find a way to dominate despite the weather? Drop your predictions in the comments below. Can Sauber continue their rise? Will Bortoleto impress again in his rookie season? And which team do you think has the best chance of mastering the chaos at Silverstone? And don't forget, hit that like button and subscribe to stay on top of every twist and turn from trackside to paddock this weekend. This is going to be one to remember. Gabriel Bortoleto is quickly becoming the talk of the Formula One paddock after a standout performance at the Austrian Grand Prix. The young Brazilian driver not only scored his first championship points in the premier category of motorsport, but he also earned the title of Driver of the Day, a fan-voted recognition that often highlights extraordinary individual efforts. And this time, Bortoleto's name was echoed far beyond the Brazilian press. The most striking coverage came from Argentina, where the renowned newspaper Clarín published a feature headline: "Who is Gabriel Bortoleto, the driver who surprised at the Austrian GP and became Brazil's new Formula One hope?" The article praised Bortoleto not just for his result, but for the way he achieved it, with consistency, boldness, and composure, even under high-pressure circumstances. One of the moments that captured the media's attention was Bortoleto's late race battle with none other than Fernando Alonso, his own mentor. In the closing stages of the Grand Prix, Bortoleto went wheel-to-wheel with the two-time world champion, nearly overtaking the Spaniard before eventually settling in behind. The image of the rising star challenging a legend, and doing so without errors, was symbolic of a generational shift in Formula One. The Argentine outlet was particularly impressed by Bortoleto's demeanor. According to Clarin, his humility, raw talent, and professionalism set him apart. These are not just media narratives. The praise is echoed by Alonso himself, who has publicly acknowledged Bortoleto's skill. He's incredibly talented and extremely humble, Alonso said in a recent interview. That combination is rare, and that's why he's rising so fast. For those who may not have followed his journey, Bortoleto's rise has been nothing short of meteoric. After winning the FIA Formula 3 championship, he went on to secure the Formula 2 title in his debut season, an almost unprecedented feat in modern motorsport. His path into Formula 1 was not just expected, but highly anticipated, with many seeing him as the natural successor to Brazil's legendary names like Senna, Piquet, and Massa. The Austrian GP served as a breakthrough moment, not because of sheer luck or dramatic crashes ahead, but because of a clean, tactical, and mature drive. Bortoleto made no major mistakes, showed excellent tire management, and demonstrated that he belongs on the grid. It was the kind of race that builds not only confidence but respect among peers and pundits alike. In Brazil, expectations have always been high for the next F1 superstar. For years, fans watched drivers like Felipe Nasser and Pietro Fittipaldi attempt to secure full-time roles without consistent success. Now, with Bortoleto's arrival, there is a tangible sense of hope and pride. His calm personality, discipline in interviews, and evident dedication in the cockpit present the image of a driver who is not just fast, but grounded. Of course, one race does not define a career, but what it does is set the tone, and Bortoleto's tone is now resonating across borders. It is no longer just Brazilian journalists talking about him. International outlets are starting to track his progress closely. If he continues on this trajectory, it is not unreasonable to imagine him challenging for podiums in the near future, and maybe, just maybe, becoming a world champion down the line. What remains to be seen is how Bortoleto will respond to increased pressure and heightened expectations. Formula One is ruthless. The margin for error is razor thin. But for now, Bortoleto seems to be thriving under that pressure. Hey F1 fans, big news just dropped over on the GP Casa channel. Max Verstappen has reportedly accepted Mercedes' offer to drive for them next season. Now, all that stands in the way is approval from Mercedes' board of directors to move forward and finalize the deal. However, there's a twist. Part of the board reportedly believes they don't need Verstappen in 2026, insisting George Russell and Kimi Antonelli could be enough to lead the team, given their confidence in the car currently in development. Even so, with a four-time world champion like Verstappen on the table, it seems highly unlikely Mercedes will let this opportunity slip through their fingers. So what do you think? Did Verstappen make the right call leaving Red Bull to join Mercedes? Or should he have stayed loyal to his current team? Drop your thoughts in the comments. But that's not the only drama unfolding. A fresh report from Italy's highly respected Formula Analisi Tecnica reveals George Russell's contract renewal with Mercedes is also hitting a major snag. According to their sources, Russell turned down Mercedes' latest offer, which was for just a one-year extension with an optional second year. Russell, however, is said to be pushing for a longer-term deal that would provide more security for his future and career. Mercedes, wary of overcommitting in a volatile driver market, is hesitant to lock him in beyond that. Meanwhile, Russell has already reportedly held informal talks with both Aston Martin and Red Bull. Aston Martin, in particular, is said to have tabled a tempting 3-year contract offer, showing their intent to snap him up if things with Mercedes fall apart. This situation sets the stage for a huge domino effect across the 2026 grid. If Verstappen does move to Mercedes, Red Bull will suddenly have a seat to fill, possibly making Russell their top target. At the same time, Aston Martin could also shuffle its lineup, with Russell being a key piece in their long-term plans. The driver market for 2026 is shaping up to be one of the wildest in years, with big names potentially switching teams and triggering major reshuffles throughout the grid. So, now over to you. Did you see this Verstappen-Mercedes move coming? And do you think Russell will really leave Mercedes if they don't meet his demands for a multi-year deal? Or will Mercedes find a way to keep both drivers happy? Let us know in the comments below, And don't forget to like and subscribe for all the latest updates from the fast-moving world of Formula One.